And it's just amazing. It's just, I mean, it's just going to be so much.
Can we get on the podcast, Mary Beth?
Of course, when it's up, yes, everybody, I'm going to ask everybody to everybody to distribute to all your networks and everything. Yes. And it's not just one podcast, but we can talk about it later. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ginger, and I, while Lisa's here too, and hey, Mimi's back from Spain, traveling lady. Hi, Donna. Yeah.
Hi.
Donna, yeah.
I feel like it'd be really fun, and you guys let me know what you think about just checking in with everybody about what's going on in their lives. I really miss connecting with everybody, and like I didn't know what this podcast was about, but I adore Hector, and to know about this would be so wonderful. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Today's for all, right? So yeah.
Lisa's
Yeah, worked out nice.
Maybe she's not on the audio.
I am. I just get organized here. I've got my desk is piled to my chin. So I'm just going to aside. Hi guys.
Hi.
Oh, come on. You're so Hollywood there. We can
Adele,
you look Hollywood.
Yeah, I know. Did she get something done?
Yeah, her eyelid things.
Oh, Harlan's? Oh, okay.
I want to see the purple. It's so fun. Hi, Dell, come show us. Remember, Marilyn showed us hers.
Oh, you want to see?
Yeah.
Okay, my daughter was nauseous from looking at me, but I'll show you. Oh, I'm let's see.
you're not on camera. There you
Oh,
go.
cool.
Wow.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
So did you do the bottom?
When did you
too?
have it?
No. So it looks like he had a spyglass, like, because I just have the rings and then the stitches.
Wow.
And when was
With
that?
with
When
the
did you have it
glasses,
done?
I can't even see you guys, so
Oh.
maybe I'll just
I
keep
don't
them
think
off.
it's bad. I went to
No, I
work
don't think so either. It's fine.
I won't scare people.
No.
Dell, I went to work the day after I had mine done. And the only thing one client said is, wow, you got cool eye makeup on. That's the only thing out of like 8 people, what they said.
So we had the plumbers here today to fix the toilet. And when they walked in, I said, I just want you to know my husband did not batter me. I had surgery.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, it never hurt.
When
It
did you
just
have
was,
it?
Wednesday.
Wow.
Wednesday, like at around 4. So it was a long time to go all day without eating. So
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the worst part of it.
Yeah.
And
And then sleeping upright on 2 pillows for a couple of nights. And then I said, screw that.
But it's going to look so good when it all stops being so swollen. Yeah.
I look like myself,
Yeah.
even with the swollen lids and everything, I can see me under there. So I'm so much better than what was. So,
And then how's the recovery going?
yeah, good. I mean, they're supposed to be dissolving stitches. I go back on Friday, but nothing looks like it's dissolving. So we'll see.
Yeah.
They will. They will.
I was
Oh,
gonna
they
say-
will. You look great. Really, seriously, having had it done, you look fabulous. You don't have that much bruising.
Thank you. No, it's just here,
Yeah,
just
Which is
under.
weird. Yeah.
I was
But
going to
it
wear the
was-
glasses, Marilyn, which I told you in the text, but I can't see the screen.
You're still beautiful.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah. No, it's nice to see your eyes. It's so interesting. But the reason I did it is my son had told me that I look like Forrest Whitaker, the guy who had and so I went, okay.
That's hysterical.
Hector's having it done next week.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, good for
yeah.
him.
So, I mean, for him, it might be life-changing. Harry said when he had it done, he felt like there was
The
more
world
life.
opened up.
Yeah, and so Hector, because of all his eye issues, he had, detached retinas, and he's got bionic eyes now. He's got buckles and bubbles and all that kind of stuff in his eyes. And you can see that, his eyelids have come down. So I'm expecting like major happiness after it's done.
Oh, good. No,
Yeah, so
and
I think it's next
I was
week.
just so surprised there was no pain.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I did like the cocktail they gave me. I asked if they had a to-go bag and they said, no.
You know, the other part is how much muscle we use to keep our eyes open when we have the drooping part.
Oh, so that was, Janet, the impetus really, because my lids were so heavy. And it wasn't that I couldn't see peripherally, and I thought I could, but they were just so heavy, you could really feel them.
yeah.
It'll
Thank you.
still be different. Harry didn't think he lost peripheral vision, and we drove into Carlsbad at night. He was like, "Oh my God, look at all the new lights they put in." Oh no, you just didn't see them.
That's what has me so hopeful for Hector. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it helps. It really does. Yeah.
He'll love it. I can't wait. He's got to come show us too. Before and after.
Yeah, yeah, he's worse than Idell about that kind of thing. So we'll see.
Lisa, I didn't get a chance to ask you, and it's up to everybody, but today I started thinking about doing so many of the people on the group haven't done their animal spirit guide. And even those of us who have, I've been getting messages from mine, and I thought, well, maybe everybody would enjoy that, even like though you and Marilyn have done that with me.
Sure, of
Yes,
course.
please.
I think
Would that be
that's a
fun?
great
Lovely
idea.
one, yes.
Yeah, and definitely
Absolutely.
lead us to a discussion afterwards. I love the idea.
I think that we need to play a little bit. I don't know about the rest of you, but there's been such a heaviness that I'm trying to think of what do I do to break the cycle, right? And I know there's an exhaustion of just trying to keep going one step at a time. So I'm thinking that our animal spirit guide can help us.
Yeah,
You,
I
you need
love the
big
idea.
ones.
I've got a big one, but she's very delicate, dainty even,
Yeah,
considering the size.
let's get started in just a couple minutes. It's just a couple minutes, and about Marilyn probably needs to do our protection prayer before we do. I know Alona won't be here today, and Marie won't be here today for sure, and Colleen. So this might be our little group today. So Marilyn, do you want to lead us?
Yep, and will we be meeting next week? It's Labor Day weekend.
I don't
Oh,
think so. I think we should
So-
take a day off and everybody
Good.
regroup.
And how at the end of, I think, Passover, you always say next year in Jerusalem, next meeting at Idell's house.
Yeah.
For me anyway. I will have a cookie in hand.
At the very
minimum.
least.
At the least. We've been starving ourselves getting ready, believe me.
Oh, good. And I've been baking, so we're all good.
Oh dear. Okay. Just sit back and relax and let all the nice thoughts of animals come through. A little parade of just thinking of sweet animals and ferocious animals, big and small, with big teeth or big smiles. And let the shoulders go down and the chest come up, and feel the head rising. And feel how just the stress of the day, the week, the year, all the years, notice it in the gut. And as the shoulders fall, let the stress fall away off your shoulders, just like water, a little waterfall. And on the next breath, into the gut, focus on sparkles and light and expansion. Feel the heart so happy. We clothe ourselves in a robe of light, composed of the love, the power, and the wisdom of divine consciousness. If these emotions, sweet or not, let it arise. We wear it not only for our own protection, but also so that those who see it or come in contact with it will be drawn to divine and healed. We're safe, we're expanding, we're high vibration. Please let your light surround us, let it permeate us, let it fill us up and emanate from us and reflect back to each other and to divine consciousness. And let us always know in our hearts that we are the light and we shine the light. And take a soft breath, and there it is.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Marilyn. So beautiful. All right. Again, staying in this relaxed state, paying attention to our breathing. And it's interesting that no one had to teach us how to breathe. So think of the implications of breath. And when we get anxious or nervous, how we may hold our breath or realize that we have control of our breath. But in reality, the breath controls us. And what if life is just like that? We don't have to control our breathing. We have the life force, and we can live our lives with freedom, with kindness, with all that we are. So as you pay attention at times of your breath today, ask for whatever you'd like as far as qualities of your life: peace, love, money, freedom, whatever it might be. So today I'm going to take you on a journey. It's one of my most favorite journeys to go on. And we'll start by visualizing a beautiful green field of deep green grass that's so high and so soft that we can walk barefoot. And there's nothing on that land that can hurt our feet, but only cushions us as we go step by step through the field. And we notice the beautiful birds singing, the beautiful butterflies, the animals all about, the insects. We feel the wind and the sun at whatever temperature you'd like to have it. And the trees with their gifts of oxygen to us and their shade. And the colors of the flowers, the beautiful colors of everything around us. We may even smell the freshness that helps us know that we are alive. We are one with the earth. We are one with the plants and the animals. And we are one with each other. And as we're walking through the field, there's a wall up in front of us. And that wall goes as high as you can imagine, as far to the left as you can see, and as far as right as you can see. And you want to go around or through that wall. So because we can visualize, we visualize our own special doorway to open up to the other side of the wall. And pay attention to what your doorway is like. Is it an old wooden door, a glass door, an automatic door, a door that you need to climb up to? Whatever kind of door is yours. And as you imagine that, see yourself walking through that door to the other side of the wall. And on the other side of the wall awaits your animal spirit guide. So wherever your animal spirit guide is the kind of scenery you will see. If it's a forest or an ocean or a jungle or a desert, or if your animal spirit guide flies, maybe you're just up in the clouds. But allow yourself to visit whatever comes to mind and see what fits for you. For as some of us know that have done this, we can think that one thing's our animal spirit guide and try to change it, but it's hard to change when the right animal spirit guide comes to you. It may be in a form that you never expected. It may be an ocean animal, a jungle animal, a forest animal, a bird. It may be magical. It's whatever is your animal spirit guide. So go ahead and try on the different animals to find your correct and right animal spirit guide for right now. And you may find that the spirit guide you had when we did this before may change, or it may just be there waiting for you to contact it again. And as you connect with that animal spirit guide, you take in all the qualities of what that animal has in real life. Is it family oriented? Is it fun loving? Is it strong? Is it a leader? Is it a follower? Does it live as an individual or in a pack or group? Does it attach to its family? Is it a protector or courageous? Is it free? All of these qualities and more just really bring in to who your animal spirit guide is as it stands before you. And no matter what this animal is like in nature, you can absolutely get as close to it as you would like. You can hug it, touch it, look into its eyes. It may nuzzle up or contact you also. There's no fear when you have an animal spirit guide. And as you're getting close, this animal points out to you that you have all the same qualities that this animal has in nature, and that it's here to guide you, to turn to when you feel you need some support. And there may not be a human form around, but this animal is in your heart and soul always. Even at night when you wake up, you can think of your animal spirit guide. You can cut out a picture and carry it in books that you have. You can start to recognize when it comes up on TV, out in nature, in books, and smile and know that it's yours. And you may notice that there are other animals that come to you or have been coming to you lately. Birds, butterflies, animals in nature. Just pay attention to what's been coming in your life lately, because we can check on what that means also. So you and your animal are walking down the hill next to each other, or flying or swimming, what they do. And you're walking back towards your wall. And your animal whispers something to you, something that will help you today and in the coming days, as our world is in transition and it isn't easy, but we have so much support. So listen and feel and sense why you have this animal and what it's trying to tell you. Allow some time for it to come forward as it touches your heart and helps you feel connected to this entire planet. And the animal says that he or she knows you're going to cross the wall into the field again, but that you'll be carrying him or her in your heart wherever you go. The animal starts to fade, and you find your doorway, and you go back into the field of beautiful green grass, connecting to the earth, connecting to all of nature, the beauty, the smells, the feel, the sounds. Breathing it in to such a way that you're safe and whole, healthy, aware, abundant, joyful, and strong. And even the field starts to disappear as you come back to sitting wherever you're sitting, being here on the planet wherever you are, paying attention to that wonderful breath of life that you don't even have to worry about. Letting go of all worries and fears, taking a deep breath, and coming back to joining all the wonderful women here on the call. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming back. Like the garbage can's coming. I've got to go close the door.
I need Kleenex.
Garbage people make so much noise. Oh my God. There we go. I was lucky that they waited. All right, how'd everybody do?
Does anybody want to share right away? Mimi?
Okay, hi everyone.
Hi.
Wow.
Mimi, tell us about going to Spain too.
Okay, so my journey when you told us about the animal, it's funny how I saw Dino in Flintstones. It was a giant dinosaur, but it was a smiley face, greenish purple, and I sat on his head and slided down his back. It was funny, but I don't know why. I kept on thinking, what happened to my dolphin? But the dinosaur came up.
It's pretty and colorful and strong. And if you needed a protector, oh my God.
Yes, that was the biggest thing. And it was, taking me through the field, another green field. And I kept thinking, why a dinosaur? Why not? Just enjoy the ride. That was good.
You can travel far and wide on a dinosaur. If you look up Animal Spirit Guide for your animals, they're there. I've not ever had a dinosaur before, but you might want to check that out. Sorry about the noise.
It looked like Dino. Yeah, I was sitting here. I tried to make this meeting and I had such bad anxiety sitting on top of my chest and trying to breathe through. And with your guidance and everyone, it just literally lifted. And I guess that dinosaur helped it. That's how heavy it felt.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so glad I'm here today.
Well, coming back from Spain to here, I can only imagine.
Yeah, and Spain was great. We got to go many places. One of the highlights was standing at the borderline of Tarifa and Portugal, where you could see Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean merge together.
Wow.
That was amazing. And looking over to Africa, you could see Africa from there. So it was just breathtaking. It was beautiful. It was exactly what I needed, just a nice break from everything, the commotion that, Janet, what I've been going through. So it was great. Didn't want to come back. I did not want to come back, but reality again, and we tried to make the best of it. So
you have to carry Spain in your heart. That's the only way I do it.
Maybe I looked up dinosaur and it means it represents dragon, protection, fear, past, karma, strength, courage, nobility, and bravery. And it says, stop fearing your past at once if you dream of a beautiful and happy dinosaur.
Wow.
Wow.
And can I add the fact that it's Dino from the Flintstones? It's such a whimsical, beautiful childhood thing. And you said you came back with your heart so heavy. And we all know the image of sliding down that dinosaur. And it just really feels like I have like goosebumps just sliding back into your life with a different feeling, like bringing back that whimsy and childhood feeling, like allowing that. And it just really feels so powerful, even though it's whimsical, because it feels like that's what your heart is. And your heart took you right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. How fun.
It is. It's really cool.
Lynn, did you want to share your spirit animal?
As soon as I get my little spirit animal here to stop barking. I did, I just gave her a bone. So I reinforced that behavior. So this is so weird. I also got a dinosaur.
Oh,
Yeah, and I thought it was a joke, but mine was a flying dinosaur. But can I like first start with the door? Well,
Go ahead.
my doors, I had 7 doors, like, so there was a little wooden one, like, you know, a hobbit door. And then there were 7 other doors and that kept going and going. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can go in any dimension, like flying, like go through, open a door. I'm like, I'm staying in this one. So I opened the little door and there was an avatar dinosaur, a flying dinosaur. And so I figured, well, this is a joke. This is my mind working. And so I just, you know, went with it. I'm like, well, this is kind of fun. I'll just ignore the rest of the meditation and go for a fly. And so the dinosaur's message, and it felt like I could feel the wings, like in the power, and it was almost like shape shifting to feel that power and soaring, just soaring. And looking down, it was like, so I felt like the message to me was my ability, number one, to travel through other dimensions fearlessly, and with safety. And the other is was about seeing the big picture, like the overview. So I could look down and like, because I always want that. I always want, okay, what's really going on? I always want to know the big picture, because we see the little picture around us, you know, the date and the minutia every day. And I always want to know the big picture, like, well, okay, what's this really about? What's really going on? Who's really in charge? What, you know, what, and so to me, the dinosaur's message was that I have that ability in me to
well,
see the big picture. So,
Lynn,
but it caught, you know, and then it was like, well, this is weird. I didn't know all that was going on in that, you know, it was like, so I was in the Avatar movie for a little while. That's kind of fun.
Lynn, it says that it helps you conquer your fears or uncertainties that hold you back while helping stop the past from overshadowing your future.
That is perfect. That is so perfect.
Yeah.
You said.
Helps conquer fears.
Helps conquer the fears or uncertainties that hold you back while helping stop the past from overshadowing your future.
Thank
Don't we
you.
all need dinosaurs? Hey. How fun.
Yeah, flying dinosaur. It was fun. It had reins and everything. So, you know, it was.
How about you, Donna?
I thought that maybe I was going to get somebody different, because we did like a 5-day retreat, gosh, like 2006 or 7 or something like that, which was about finding your power animal. And, you know, we did all these exercises over the course of the days. And on the last day, we did all this drumming and meditation and what have you, and a guided imagery thing leading us up the ladder. And our spirit guide was, our spirit animal was gonna greet us. And I'm thinking, lion, panther, you know, something sleek, something beautiful, something sensual. And I got to the top and it was a moose. And I said it out loud. It was like, a moose? Seriously? The whole room was quiet. Everybody's like, and I was just so taken aback by the fact that it was a moose. I want to tell you that moose has been around all of this time, shows up sporadically, not on any real regular basis. At the time, the first time she showed up, she had a big pink cabbage rose over one antler. And so I call her Rose. And she occasionally appears in a tutu. She's very lighthearted, very always trying to make me less serious, more lighthearted. And so this go around, I thought, well, maybe there'll be somebody, because I haven't done this kind of an exercise in a while. But no, there were other animals there, but she pushed them away. It was most definite. And she also said that the project that we're talking about, that Mary Beth is going to talk further about, it will be a very good thing for me to do, because I need to be playing more than I'm playing and exercising more creativity than I've been doing. So that was it. So a moose.
So Donna, it says, moose shows that you are strong, elegant, and confident. You have the skills to attain most of your life goals.
Oh,
Also,
good.
when you choose your path, it always leads you to success. The moose spirit can tell you how to make your love life grow.
Oh, wow. I never even occurred to me to ask about that. It's fun.
I like that. I like that your moose wears a tutu.
Not always, but when I particularly need to laugh, and sometimes she'll just like walk through the room in a pink tutu. It's like, okay, I get it. I'm being too serious. I'm getting too focused on things that I shouldn't be that focused on. So yes, it almost always makes me giggle.
How about you, Idel? Do you want to share?
I found this exercise hard. Nothing actually came to me, sporadically. So I just, or spontaneously. So I just thought of the animals that I've had during my lifetime, and I settled on the rabbit. So because we've had a series of rabbits like for the past 15 years. I did not have vivid visions like Lynn and Donna. I walked quietly with our favorite rabbit, Poppy. And I just felt very calm and peaceful and loved. And I know that we have had rabbits come back to visit, as Marilyn knows.
Puppy came into the kitchen here when you were here and channeled to you.
So yeah.
So
we definitely, he was a brilliant bunny. So
Brilliant bunny.
we do miss him. But yeah. So
It's
no big exchange of conversation, just a parting word that I was not alone as I went through the gate.
It says that the rabbit is a symbol of wisdom and teaching, and it's the way to overcome limits and find the resources you need within yourself through cleverness and high intuition.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's
thank you. Wow.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Sita, did you do it?
Sita.
You're on mute.
Yes, it's amazing. We're all getting very large animals. I got a bear.
Ooh, that's a good
And
one.
it was very surprising that I got a bear, but she was a mama bear. And, she walks with such confidence. There's absolutely nobody that can budge her ideals or tell her that she's somebody different than she is. Just the ultimate confidence in anything she does. Whether she's playing with her cubs or whether she's roaring and being protective, she's completely confident in knowing who she is. And that feels very good. I said, okay, I could use some of that energy.
Yeah.
A bear's a good one. Did you look it up, Lisa?
Yeah, it's the bear is the energy of courage that replenishes you with power. This animal will take you through any challenging situation with your head up, and it'll remain to lick your wounds and make you whole again.
Yes.
It makes you fearless.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good animal. I would take that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had it before.
Oh, no, what do you normally have a different animal, or do they change all the time?
They change all the time.
Okay. Yeah, well, I kind of was thinking mine was going to be the same, and mine wasn't. I got a hippo this time. So I'm not sure why I got a hippo, but I am laughing because I opened up this bag in my closet the other day, and it had these two little totems that I'd bought as gifts, and they were little hippos, and they're sitting by my bed now. So I'm thinking, I haven't looked it up, but I'm thinking that it was calling to me, right, to let them out of the bag that they've been sitting in for years. So
Are you looking it up, Lisa, so we can know what it means?
yeah, great skills in problem solving, confidence, self-reliance, and strength. The hippo shows up in your, hold on just a second, I have to go back and look at it again. Oh, it has a cute picture of the hippo shows up in your life to let you know that you have all the resources you need to overcome the most difficult challenges in your path. So interestingly too, the word he whispered to me was fortitude.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, I got chills on that one. Yeah, Marilyn.
And a hippo looks really good in a tutu.
I agree.
Well, that's what we picture in the Disney movie.
I was just gonna say the Fantasia. Yeah.
Yeah.
The crocodiles or the alligators.
Wow.
Yeah, so that one's a good one. I'm not going to change my picture, but I'll have some more hippos in my life now.
I would think with, the times are changing, and so our animal could change. I think it makes sense, Lisa.
Yeah, I think you had said that at one time when we did the exercise the first time, you said that they will change. They're not always the same. So yeah, I like the hippo. I'm good with it.
You know what I also think of with the hippo is similar to the bear. Extremely confident, like nobody can tell it that it's going to be anything different or think anything different than what it's thinking. But an added point to the hippo is that it flows really easily through water. And it's graceful, it becomes very light. The movements aren't fighting with the water. It's just really knows how to, I guess, swim through life.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just visualized the one at Disneyland with the little ears going like this,
And Sarah worked at the zoo yesterday morning at the animal park, and she came home with a video of they let out the new baby hippo. It was just born this month. I had no idea they could run that fast. This thing is running, and and it was like this big excitement because it was let out with the mama. And I don't have it on my phone, and she's not home, or I'd show it to you. It was, because you think of hippos as not that mobile. This thing was running around like a kid. I mean, it was a kid. I mean, it's just, I had no idea. It was the cutest, frolicky, fun-loving, but active, jumping around thing. So yeah, and that
Was that the embryo from the white rhino that they going to
right.
implant?
When you were here, they had them
Yeah.
pregnant. They're taking the almost extinct ones and surrogating. So I'll ask Sarah. I bet you're right.
Yeah.
I bet you're right. I'll ask. Oh, the thing is so cute, and the mom is just like, it's adorable.
Oh
But
my
isn't it
goodness.
funny how this all just, we always weave into each other. I love that. And the cat's loving it.
So, Lisa, the other thing about hippos is they have solid footing.
Oh, it's because they've got such big feet.
They're just sturdy and they're close to the ground, I guess.
Okay. They've got good
They're
balance.
solid. They're
Yeah.
not going to easily get swept away by anything. They can stand their ground.
I like that. I like all of it. How about you, Sophia?
Oh, I'm not muted. I was immediately looking for the unmute button. Well, I've never searched for my spirit animal. So I didn't know what the rules were. And I thought, oh, I went through a portcullis, a Watergate, probably because I've been doing a lot of Queen Elizabeth I things, and that speaks to that time. It's great if you're going down the Thames and you want to enter a castle. So what I saw was a phoenix, and I thought, oh, phoenix, I don't know, but it was a phoenix, so I'm sticking with it. And I thought about it, and the phoenix said that my spirit reminded me my spirit is immortal. And that really was good for me. It was a really great message for this time. For a number of reasons. I think I'm in the time of life, or just in a time where I'm concerned about my mortality, but more from the sense of making a mark in a way that's meaningful. And so I did appreciate very much the message. It's also been a really enervating decade, and time for me. I've been carrying a spiritual weight. And this week, oh my goodness, I couldn't figure out why I was dragging. I knew I'd done a lot of physical stuff, and I'm not extremely healthy, but I was still just really weighted down with this huge fatigue. And then I did figure out what it was, and it lifted. So, the weight doesn't have to stay with me. I can take to the skies like a phoenix. And I just need to remember that it's possible for me to make my mark. Who I am continues in a way past the time that I'm here. So that's my animal.
Phoenix rising, Sophia. I mean, that to me I am so happy knowing what you've gone through. It's just, I'm gonna cry.
No, I'm gonna cry. So don't.
So it says the phoenix spirit animal represents a magical and gentle soul. It brings good luck, harmony, peace, balance, and prosperity. It symbolizes fire and passion, the flames of true inspiration.
I looked it up too. And this one, I see that one. Who knows what is a credible site for spirit animals, really? I mean, how do you judge?
A spirit animal,
You
and
know,
with 50 different options.
it's a little bit like fortune cookies, you know. But I did like this one. It says, the phoenix speaks strongly to our higher self and spiritual pursuits. So you're about to go through a burst of magical awareness.
Wow.
Very cool.
So I'm sticking with that fortune cookie message.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And the cat that came to you was named Phoenix before you renamed her.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. And I'm tired, and I look like I've been run over by a truck this morning because Phoenix was up all night howling. And this morning I got up several times because she got on top of the refrigerator. She can't get down. and she was hungry. She's not feeling well, but she decided she wanted to eat. So it's been all about Phoenix. So you were correct, Mary Beth. How about that?
You know what? I have to, Mary Beth, how much you love Sophia and how it touched your heart, touched my heart, to see your tears. And my God, to be loved that much, Sophia has got to be so special. Yeah.
It really is. And I had an experience this week, which made me appreciate Mary Beth more than ever.
Wow.
I met a lady at a women's group tour. And I told Mary Beth about it, the Carrillo Ranch here. And so it was a historic house, and I went with a group of women, and it was lovely. And I sort of took this one woman under my wing because she looks so pathetic. Okay, that's true. And, you know, she was kind of like, oh, well, you know, she was walking slow and she had a back brace. But there was just something about her energy that was just so Eeyore. Okay. And afterwards, everyone was going to go for a meal. And she's like, well, I don't know. You know, I have my jaw doesn't meet. And she explained she had rheumatoid arthritis. And I said, well, I'm just going for coffee. And so she came along, she sat next to me, and she reached out to me and she said, I'd like your contact information. And I thought, okay, all right. I mean, like, I'm not a celebrity. You can have my contact information. I don't know what you're going to do with it. And then when I got home, I thought, oh man, as my friend said, she's an energy suck. That's what he told me when I described her. That's not why I'm making a connection to you, Mary Beth. It's a longer story. So by accident, I butt dial her, and she's so excited. So we get together for coffee, and her name's Wendy. And I think of Wendy and Peter Pan, and I think of, you know, Wendy is a light figure to me, you know, and I meet her at the coffee place. I go outside to the patio in the place near me, Mary Beth, and I can see her in the car in the handicap section. And I see that she's there and she waves to me from inside the car. And then she comes in and she says, well, I've been here a while. I said, oh, did you get something to drink? Oh, no. I said, oh, okay. And so we sit outside, and then I said, so hi, how are you? And she says, well, I had my MRI. And I said, oh, nice. Okay. Your MRI. She said, yeah, I have a lesion. I said, oh, okay. So it took a really long time to get my MRI appointment. It took like 8 weeks. And then, you know, she goes into excruciating detail about her MRI journey. And I just, and the entire time I said, well, you don't know what that means. They were very concerned. I said, you know, but it could be something bad, or it could be not something bad. Why don't we just enjoy the day and, you know, and then deal with it as it comes to us, you know? You don't want to lose what you have. And for sure, you have today. And, you know, and she says, you're right. And she said, how do I find a doctor? And what if I don't have anybody to take care of me? And she goes down that road and I can barely see her, like a dot on the horizon. She's so far down that road. And I'm afraid, what if I can't be independent? And she says, my daughter, and then she proceeds to tell me her daughter's 5 minutes away. I'm thinking, well, your daughter's not going to abandon you. Well, you don't know. And she bursts into tears. And I look at Marilyn, she's so empathetic or empathic, and you all are so that way. And I'm thinking, all right, I've had it. I can't do this anymore. And I think of you, Janet, and I'm thinking, how do therapists do this?
We drink wine at night.
Oh my gosh. And she, at the end of our coffee time, she thanks me. And she uses some therapy jargon, which I can't really remember, but you know, about like putting her in the right place, and you know, and then she says, you know, it's we can do something in the future, but I have to work around my appointments. She said, she proceeds to tell me she's a therapist.
Oh no! Oh no!
And the reason I think of Mary Beth is, Mary Beth, you have the patience of Job, because I thought, oh, this is me. She's me.
Oh.
And Mary Beth has listened to all of my woes with such a open heart, and I don't know how you did it because I'm not a good person.
Well, first of all, I didn't meet you at a random women's group, right? I've known you for a long time. And so, no, the context is so different, Sophia, but I mean, it's just like, I thought you were going to talk about me having boundaries. I have boundaries.
Well, I just, you know, my hats off to all of you who are able to do this, you know. I thought I was, you know, I thought I would be able to do this, but I realized it's almost like, you know, the driver's ed and like when we were children, because that was in the dark ages, and you went to class and they had this video and you had to drive around the obstacles, and people like you pretend you were in a car, and then there's a child running across the street to catch a ball and you have to react to that. I felt like talking to her was one hurdle or obstacle after another that I had to push her over. And she was just going to continue to throw them in my path. You know, it was almost like an exercise.
Right. She was invested in being the victim, Sophia, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so if you picture a therapist, and I know, you know, I think that we usually attract people that we can work with and that we end up loving and caring about. She would be tough.
You know, but here's the central thing from my standpoint, folks. Her daughter, I didn't point out, she had moved from Hawaii. Wendy had moved from Hawaii, having lived there 30 years. Her daughter let her move 5 minutes away from her. So if she was your mom and she was like that, you love her if you're letting her come and stay that close to you physically. You know, I mean, or at least you have some attachment. You're not going to kick her to the curb.
Obligation. It's called obligation.
Absolutely. Okay, obligation. I will vote for obligation. I should know better. That's me.
Marilyn wants to say
Oh,
something.
it feels to me that you're doing, I think it's the opposite of what you're thinking about yourself. I think, and this is something it's taken me a long time to learn with people like this. I think your gut and your heart knew immediately that nothing you could say was going to do anything and that you'd be enabling. And so energetically, you did something healthy, not just for you, but for her. And I'm just getting there. So I'm learning from what you're saying, thinking like, yeah, you know, and you can send a prayer and a good word. And yeah, it sounds like she probably does this to a lot of people. And it sounds like her daughter must be very compassionate. But I really think you were very honest with, it's interesting because Mary Beth, you said boundaries, and I've been learning them very slowly. It sounds like you had an energetic and true kindness boundary with her soul to not perpetuate. It feels like she's throwing up. I'm getting the stomach contracting and blah, she's throwing up. And that's what she does. And it doesn't make her a bad person. But if you keep throwing flowers on the pattern, which I've done in my life with people, you're not doing yourself any good or the person any good. So you're my hero today. So thank you. Really seriously, because I have people like that in my life and I want to keep them and I'm learning how to do it. But hearing you gives me strength because it's real and it's honest, you know, and helpful. So
thank you for your perspective on this. You know, I'll just reiterate, I just have so much respect for any of you who are, you know, anyone who can do this to kind of, and do it in a right way that's going to be beneficial for the person, you know, without making yourself a sponge of woe, you know, and then carrying that around, slogging around with all those, the woe of all those other people, you know, not healthy.
We have Marilyn's protection prayer and it goes on all week. So we're good. We're good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Am I on mute again?
No, we can hear you.
I have a question for you. How did you feel after you separated from her? How did you feel inside of your body and inside of your head?
You want to know? This is the phrase that came to me.
Okay.
I said, oh my God, she's given me a new lease on life. I appreciate everything about my life right now. And it's the truth. I mean, that was it. It's like, you know, I am not her. And she's, no matter what her circumstances are, it's not about her circumstances, as Janet pointed out. It's about how she approaches everything, you know, about.
Okay,
And-
but basically, no matter what, it sounds like you felt uplifted afterwards, even though it had a twist on how to feel.
I mean, I felt a twinge of guilt because I was not sympathetic.
Okay,
I just wasn't. There wasn't like anything but sympathetic about this, because I could tell, I could see this was chronic with her.
okay,
And just offering her sympathy, that's what she wanted.
right.
And that's not what she needed.
Well, I have a lot of two bits about this kind of stuff, because I was in the art world where I literally made art and sold it. So there was none of this kind of emotional attachment things. And so when I got into the healing arts, oh my goodness, it's like you learn all of these tools and you make yourself available. And so I really had it in my mind, if somebody crossed my path, if somebody called me up, if somebody had a referral, then I was meant to work with this person, to have interactions with that person. So I would. Okay, so I did this for 20 years, okay? And finally, after 20 years, I quit. I just quit. I have to stop this, because no matter how much protection I had, or I thought I had, no matter what this, no matter what that, my body literally started physically getting weak, and my joints were, I mean, talk about, so I realized that I was so stubborn that I couldn't believe that I was getting suffocated or broken from my clients. So I just stopped for a while because I wanted to focus on something else, on a new career. And I knew that if I kept doing that, I wouldn't have enough energy left over. So after 2 years of not doing it so heavy duty, guess what? My body healed up.
Oh, not a surprise to me, as Mary Beth would also attest.
Yes,
And-
but it was a surprise to me. That's how arrogant I was about, no, I can handle this. I can handle this. And so since then, the last few years, I have been trained. I mean, I've been really getting trained. I can see that, to how spirit is working with me through my emotions. And that is literally how my body feels afterwards and during, to acknowledge that. So like, for example, when I met you, Sophia, I don't know what Mary Beth told me, but I didn't even register so much. I just had, oh yeah, I'll meet her, no problem. So you come over and you guys are talking and talking, and you know, we spend some time together. And then afterwards, Mary Beth says, oh, thank you so much for talking to my friend Sophia. You know, she was new to, and I'm like, I had no awareness that your energy level was so low at that time, because I felt a very clear, I literally felt a very clear, yes, let's have an interaction, some type of attraction, okay? And it didn't bring me down. It was like very neutral. It was very easy. It was easy to go uplifting. So that's why I was asking you, did you actually feel uplifted? So what I'm glad to hear is that you had a sense of still witnessing the process of what you were going through and what she was going through, and you had an objective side to you going, oh, well, you know, this and this and this. So that's good, because that's how we start to give ourselves empathy. We have to listen to how we are receiving this information and what it feels like. So, you know, that is like super. So if you feel super toxic, that you just like absolutely no way, that's a real signal that you shut the door. Like I had this one person, she had heavy duty scoliosis. She was recommended that she comes here. I actually knew her daughter. We didn't know that I knew her daughter, but I knew her daughter actually from the psychic world from years before. We were working in the same building. But anyway, when I talked to her, she was so negative, just like you're talking about. And she could not even talk about herself. She kept talking about her husband and the stroke that he had. And here I'm trying to give her a session. Well, when she left, my middle finger on my right hand started getting paralyzed. I started freaking out to the max. I ran over to my sister. Okay, suck it out of there. I don't know what's in there, but suck it out of there real quick. I knew I had to get it out of there right away. And I thought, okay, there's no way I'm going to work with this lady. It was difficult. It was very heavy. It was very difficult. And I said, okay, I'm just putting it in your hands, God. You know, if we're really supposed to work with each other, she's going to call me. I am not going to chase her down. I'm not going to call her and say, oh, how was the session? It's like, I don't care what you think of how the session was, right? I mean, I had to be honest with myself. So lo and behalf, she actually called me back. I was so surprised, and I ended up working with her for probably 2.5 years till her death. And I got her, she and I worked on her scoliosis body, which was just so crippling. And she was about to fall over and land in a wheelchair. And she opened the door. She finally opened the door so I could just listen and then just keep doing what I had to do, is what I'm trying to say, is that we listen and we just keep doing what we're supposed to. We listen to also our intuitive instruction. And I just kept working with it, working. She was able to take a trip with her daughter on this huge tour to go back east. And they did this and they did that. And she lasted. Her poor little body lasted. And she died about a year later or something. But what a healing for all of us, and what a teaching. So what I am saying is that, number one, we absolutely have to evaluate ourselves when we're not with the person anymore and start recognizing how much our energy was depleted. Okay, and if there was some part of it that was still uplifting, that's making me feel like, okay, you know, I'm really thinking the door should be open. Put it in God's hands. Don't let it keep thinking about it. So then when you put it in God's hands, if she calls again, then it won't be as taxing, and you'll have more information as to what to give her. In the work that I've been studying, Marshall Rosenberg's nonviolent communication, what she did to you is 100% typical. People will throw you a boulder, is what I call it. And as you are empathetic with that person, and you aren't breaking down and telling that person to shut up or go away, they will throw you, and they start feeling a sense of, oh, wow, a little bit of satisfaction and somebody's listening to me. Right on. They will throw you another boulder, and again and again and again. And so that is information to teach us, okay, how do we handle this boulder? And when can we say enough is enough? And to be able to listen to that. There's this one lady that will give me a reading every once in a while. She's a Sai Baba devotee also, and has been doing this for, decades. And her voice is so soothing. And that's what I want to mention about your voice too, is that you have a wonderful, beautiful presence about you, and your voice can be so soothing and uplifting. So it's almost like you don't even have to think about what you're going to say, or even if you want to start thinking about what you're going to do next and not listen to her for a couple of minutes. But she just talks. You're holding sacred space, okay? You're holding sacred space because that's what you do. That's what we do as lamplighters. We're all lamplighters. You hold sacred space, and then you can determine if you're going to keep working with this person. And if you're not, you can be honest about it. You know what? I really enjoyed meeting you, but I really don't think that I can work with you at this point. I mean, we got to learn how to say that. That could be so weird, but we really have to learn to say that. And if I had learned that, if somebody had given me that information, different people that were draining me, and I refused to see that they were draining me, I could have not been so depleted, and I could have maybe extended my profession longer. And as a matter of fact, all of these conversations and what I've been learning lately has been teaching me, well, I could probably do it again, and I have more clear boundaries. And I also have that bear, you see.
I would love to know what Mary Beth and Marilyn have for animals, because I have to get off and I don't want to miss their.
Okay, go for it.
Marilyn, what was your animal?
Oh, okay. Just a couple of things just on what Sita is saying. I'm learning so much because I can channel and I have boundaries up here, out there, but here I'm like, the blind kids stumbling about. And it just is really interesting. And I don't want to keep repeating because it's just repeating what you were saying. I love the fact that we can feel, or I'm finally at a point where both of you, Sophia and Sita, are talking about observing the self to see how you feel. And if it's not helping someone else, if it's not helping you, so all of that, I love that. So thank you. It's really helpful. The past couple of days, I've been channeling a lot about how, especially helping parents heal, had their big convention last week. So a lot of kids have been around and telling me what's going on. And they talked about how they're all hanging, there's a bunch hanging out, how when they choose a butterfly, a hummingbird, we were outside in the yard yesterday, and the birds and the butterflies, it was crazy. We were seeing some rare ones that Sarah knew because she did the butterflies at the zoo. It was crazy. And they were telling me as we were sitting there that divine consciousness designed the vibration specifically for our needs. Now, I've heard from kids in the city that they'll have to bring their parents a squirrel or a pigeon. They work with what they get. But hummingbirds, cats with the purring, all these animals, they have a vibration. And when they're available, it is so specifically designed to come in with the vibration that will align with us, and they're playing with it, and they're getting so astute at it, especially in, those of us who are living here in a climate where there's more bounty with the flying things. So just to pay attention to all that vibrational stuff. So the fact that you're doing animals just blows me away. I got an animal I've never gotten before. I got a fox, a red one. And I went to, instead of a meadow, I was in a place I grew up like near the, by the forest, by the woods in Massachusetts. And I found a clearing. It was almost like a circle. And I would lie there and look up in the tall trees, and I would just talk to God. So whenever I'm like freaked out, I go there. I haven't been there since I was probably, a little kid. But when I went to the door, it was rounded, it was heavy wood, it had a whole bunch of windows, and I was so emotional, it blew me away. And I opened it, I already got the fox, and I was shocked. And because usually I'll get a big cat or usually I get a wolf, When I went through, I was in the forest, and I got a flashback of a past life as a little boy. I was hiding in the forest. It was wartime. I wasn't hiding for my life, but I knew that back at my house, there was screaming and crying. So I was hiding in the forest. And I must have been there for a while. The fox made friends with me and it would lie down with me, but it would stare at me, and it taught me that it showed me it didn't show me the young, but it would go back and take care of the young. That was the priority. It showed me all the abundance of the forest and what to eat. And it showed me there was always enough, and I wasn't scared. I felt really safe, and it got so emotional. And then I got a really heavy feeling in my chest like a kid because I missed that fox. I just missed that fox. And when we went to the door to say bye, I felt like Casey Kasem. You remember Casey Kasem? Keep your feet on the ground, your head in the stars. What the fox whispered was, you know, keep your paws connected to the earth, but keep your ears really alert so you can hear out there and know that there's enough and you don't have to be scared and you're safe. The other thing that happened that I think is so weird is that we're going back east for a wedding, and it's the person that initially bought my book and then left Random House, and it's Spiegel and Grau Publishing, and her symbol is a red fox.
Wow.
Her first book is called The Fox and I. I didn't finish it yet. I've had it for a year. I haven't finished it because I'm jumping around from thing to thing. And I thought, oh my God, I wonder if there's a connection with that. You know, I think there is, because we're going to see her this week, you know, and I really love this woman. She's really amazing. And I decided that I was thinking, do I bring a book? We're really traveling light without checking anything. And I thought I'm going to bring that book, The Fox, and it's called The Fox and I. But it was really something. I don't know. It was like, it just showed me it said you could take care of your young, and that's the priority. But the world is big and there's enough, and you can travel freely. I mean, like everything I needed to hear came from that fox.
I think Lisa looked it up, right, Lisa?
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Physical or mental responsiveness, increased awareness, seeing through deception, and a call to be discerning, an ability to find your way around, to be swift in tricky situations, and an affinity with nocturnal activities and dream work.
Yeah, I've always been safer out there than here. And, we're traveling after COVID, and we're still kind of weird from this accident. And we're going to the safest place on earth. We're going to land at Idell's house. But it just really feels like instead of being nervous about this trip, I'm wrapping my head around the fact that it's safe and it's good. And that's what the fox was telling me. And it was like, you can always go open that door and be with the fox. It blew me away how much I missed it, though. And maybe timing is like, again, I feel like I'm in kindergarten, I can channel, but here, not so much. So this felt like such a connecting, calming, strong, honest thing. So yeah.
Wow.
That's my story.
How about you, Mary Beth?
So last time we did this meditation, I can see it clearly. We were living at Sita's, and we had gotten back from Peru, and it was the middle of the pandemic, and we didn't have furniture that, our furniture and that kind of thing. And so I ordered something from Bed Bath & Beyond, and it was small. And I get this humongous box, and I'll show and tell. Hold on.
What a great meeting today. Oh my God, is this fabulous?
So fun.
Yeah, thank you.
So we do this meditation, and I'm like, what in the world? I got a whale, right? I'm like, okay, well, since then, and then what came in the box that I never ordered.
Oh, oh my goodness.
So,
That's beautiful.
It was really funny. So with this meditation, I actually, on the first side, all of my pets came and were with me, in body, out of body. Everybody was there. We were kind of hanging out. It's really nice to have cats, just be with you. And the door was this beautiful patio door, basically, right? Just a really nice 2-pane big door that opened as I went through it, and there was the ocean and there was the whale. And I have dreamt recently about the whale. And so it's a beautiful whale, and it's playful and elegant and all that kind of thing. And it looks at me, you know, with that one eye that's just full of intelligence. Well, so we're going through the meditation. Janet's walking us through the meditation. And all of it, so I've got the whale on the west side, right? Because the only ocean that I identify with is the Pacific, and it's on the west side. And then up here, there's this gorgeous white white wolf, but not the Arctic wolf. It's not an Arctic wolf. It's a white wolf, and you could see the gray, right? You could see some of the gray in its coat. And I'm thinking, okay, and everything was static. So the wolf and the whale weren't really moving, right? I did have movement with the whale in the beginning, but then she stopped, and the fox and the sorry, Marilyn, I've got the fox in my head. The the wolf was there, and so I did get it to go with me when you walked us through that part of the meditation. What the wolf said to me was strength. So you and me, Lisa.
Yeah.
Strength, fortitude, what's the difference, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
It says the power of the wolf brings forth instinct, intelligence, appetite for freedom, and an awareness of the importance of social connections. The lessons with the wolf are about managing the highly psychic, intuitive, and spiritual energies within the physical realm.
Yes, that has been happening over and over and over with me. I mean, it's like recovering the porousness I had as a child. So yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's amazing. I like that. Oh,
Yeah.
not Arctic.
Did you look at whale, Lisa?
I did look at whale. Whale was pretty impressive too. As far as spirit animals, you're doing pretty good. Hang on real quick. Sorry, I forgot how to spell whale. Let's see, whale. It keeps you purposeful and focused on your goals. Like your animal, you love water. It'll do good for you to spend some time in the sea, and it'll recharge your batteries from time to time. The whale spirit animal is the Earth's record keeper for all time.
Oh, okay. I have that reputation in the family. Oh, ask Mary Beth. She knows the facts. It's like, okay. Wow, very cool. Thank you.
That's fine. Janet, I know you've got to go. Do you want to share yours?
Sure. I always have a lion, which is so interesting because I am a dog and horse person. I love cats too, but this lion is a male lion that protects and growls and surrounds his family, which makes sense with what's going on with Megan. This is her last month of pregnancy, and I'm going to be down there a lot. And most likely I'll be there when she goes for a birth, because Kevin's always flying around. But the lion for me now was saying the playful part, and also the lion takes these great naps. And like, I think it was Sophia saying how exhausted she is. The world's feeling exhausted. It really is part of what's going on in the planet. And so the idea that I can sprawl out and rest somewhere, or whatever, is really good. But besides that, I've been having, I think you were on a call with me, Lisa, when I caught this hummingbird and had to let it go free. It was in my house. Well, hummingbirds will come right up to my face and just fly and be right there, going, you got to adapt, you got to adjust, you got to have fun. That's what I hear them saying. And they make me laugh. And then the coyotes are everywhere, which I tried to avoid them for a while. But then when I would try to avoid them, they'd come on the street where I was or whatever. So now I'm welcoming the coyotes. And they're, again, playful, be aware, that kind of thing. So I'm really taking it in that this is a great journey. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But I
Um,
love the lion.
It also says you can easily overcome stress by bringing yourself into alignment with the lion's energy of strength and pride of self-worth. If it turns up in your life, you need to step up and take the initiative.
Wow.
Okay, I'm good with that. You know, after I found my lion, people were sending me pictures of lions. It's like how Mary Beth got the whale. It was like it just started coming at me like, okay, I can do this. I can do this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was really fun, Janet. Thank you for leading us in that. I thought that was perfect, a perfect way for us to spend fly by the seat of our pants kind of day.
You know, and I hopefully we all identified with all the animals because we're in this together. So if we bring in our dinosaurs and foxes and wolves and whales and was like, how cool is that, right? And bears, everything we have. Yeah.
It's really wonderful. That was great. Thank you. Yay.
Yay. I can't read the book anyway, so I have to come up with something different. So we'll skip next week and then most likely Marie will be back.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. And do you know where Alona was?
Alona was going to the beach today.
Oh, good. Okay.
So she said she was going to the beach and she has a friend that she'd like to invite to join us. So
I have to tell you, I went in the ocean a couple of days ago with a friend, and the first wave crashed me right into the beach, which was very interesting because it was too strong. But then I was like afraid, and then I thought I can't be afraid anymore. And I went back out, and they were like, we were diving under these waves and feeling the ocean. It's so warm, it's so beautiful. And since you got the whale, Mary Beth, you gotta go. It's like
yeah, okay, that's a good thing. We should all go to the beach.
yes, and get in the water.
One
And-
more week when all the people go home.
No, that's true.
Right.
And Betty's been doing a lot of work, so I think that's why she hasn't been there, but we'll see her later in the week and maybe we'll watch this. We get to land there, talk about safe places. We get to land at Betty's and then at Idell's. But you know, so I'll share the meditation and maybe we'll watch it together because I think she'll have a blast with it. We'll meet her little dog Riley.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'll
She's
email you the link to it because I still haven't figured out how to do the YouTube thing. So I'll send you the link so you can share it with her.
Thank you.
Have a safe trip, Marilyn. How wonderful that you're flying and doing this.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Take your mushrooms. Take your mushrooms every
Take the
day.
mushrooms. Yeah, that's true.
Mask, 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 no
Mm.
matter what. If nobody else is masked, it doesn't matter. Mask,
yes.
mask.
You know who you're dealing with. No
Yeah.
no question
Yeah.
about that. Yeah. So thank you. We're excited. Thank you. And we'll be Zooming together from Idell's.
Yay,
Our next meeting,
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. Have a wonderful Labor Day, everyone. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you all. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.